back home, being with my family. You can't beat that for the last year of your college career. You really can't. And I haven't seen my family in really over 4 years, and so, just coming back home and seeing them every single day, it's different, and I love it so much.
You mentioned in your Instagram post you and your fiance wanted to get closer to Southern California. You had to talk through that and why that was so important.
Yeah, my fiance is a huge part of my life, and her family's down here too. So it's really nice just to come back home with her and play out my dream, and do it with her at the same time. It's all just right.
When did USC approach you? Like after you got into the portal, how quickly did they reach out? What was their message?
Fairly fast. Coach McDonald, he's always taken an interest in me ever since he was in Utah. But he approached me really fast actually, and it caught my eye. You just can't beat it.
What was their message in terms of like their vision for you in this offense?
They'll give me an opportunity to expose all the everything I could do, and give me an opportunity to be the best I could be, best football player I could be, to get me to that next level. And the way that they put it, it was hard to beat. Coach Lincoln and Coach Mack, they have a good way of going about things.
What was your impression of Caleb so far?
Oh, I love Caleb. I love Caleb. I played against him in the ball game and kind of had that animosity about him, but I love that kid. He has such a high energy, and he's such a great teammate, even better person. He's a great guy.
You were so productive at Oregon. How hard was it to leave and not finish things out where you started?
It was tough. Oregon is, my first love, and it always will be. But it was just, I gave everything I could to that school for 4 years straight, and it was time to move on.
Most transfers are looking at depth charts and playing time. You're thinking about a fiance and family. Did you feel like it was more of an adult decision than a lot of the kids have to go through?
Yeah, most definitely. It was a huge decision. There's always going to be competition everywhere, and I know that. And I've been competing my whole career. With CJ and Tony Brooks-James, and all those guys, and so it wasn't a really hard decision in that aspect. It was more of just uprooting my family and coming down here. It was one of those grown man decisions for sure.
Was there any thought about the draft at all, or?
Oh yes, for sure. It was either, I was coming down here, I was coming home, I was going back to Oregon, I was going to the draft. And this just had more pros than the rest.
What about this offense really sort of appeals to your style or your skill set?
Oh, they run the ball, they pass the ball, and I could do both. So it was just, I fit in perfect.
Given that you wanted to come here, did you reach out to them, or did they reach out to you first?
They reached out to me first, but I still had that eye on them, and it was honestly surreal because I didn't get recruited out of high school, so I didn't know what any of that process was like. I had 2 offers, Oregon and New Mexico State, and so getting recruited out from my transfer portal, that was just a surreal moment for me.
Given that, how much pride do you take in what you've accomplished in your career from that origin point?
I didn't hear you say.
How much pride do you take in everything you've accomplished coming from that kind of starting point?
I take a lot of pride in it, but I know I haven't really done anything yet. That's what I feel like. I know I've had a big kind of career up to this point, but I still feel like deep down I haven't done anything yet.
How many schools would you estimate reached out to you?
I would say most of the Pac-12, some of the Big 10, Big 12. It was quite a few. So it was a lot.
Thank you, Travis.